Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of the Other Controller Podcast. It's myself, Corn Dog, Big Boy Brown, and Boom. How you guys doing?
AKA the usual crew.
Doing what we usually do. Exactly.
Can't believe you try to snake out of not saying that.
I mean, I haven't said it in a while. No.
Well, we're back. We ain't been here in a while. What was the last thing we talked about? Did we even talk about the 3080 speeding truck?
We talked about, anticipation for it, but we did not obviously talk about the shit show that was the fucking 3080 launch this week.
And the prices for Xbox and PlayStation.
We covered PlayStation. No, not PlayStation. I think Xbox. Maybe not. Either way, we'll cover all that now. So, which one do you guys want to jump in with?
We can start with the PlayStation stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, you could get that out of the way.
You have more experience with the 3080.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, first thing for me, right off the bat with the PlayStation and the Xbox, that they're launching the digital-only titles or consoles that are relatively close to the Switch price.
Yes, we got the PlayStation 5 digital coming in at $399, and then we have the Xbox Series S coming in at $299. What I find interesting between the two of those is that Xbox S is pulling back some specs and toting it as a digital only version, but it's also meant to be a 1440p machine. Whereas the Xbox, the only difference is one has a disc tray, one doesn't. But it's the same internals other than that. So do you think it's smarter to do it that way? Because it's a bigger price jump between $200 and $500. Because both PS5 and Xbox Series X are going to be $500 for the all-out editions. And then you've got the other two options, one being $300, one being $400.
But the Series S, it's not. It doesn't have all of the same hardware.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's designed for 1440.
Version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas 4K is the main focus on the other two.
I feel like that's a smart move because it's like the 360 arcade. That was like one of the best selling consoles from that era. So it gives my thought process is it gives parents with younger kids, maybe still in grammar school, it'll give them something to get because they don't want to fucking drop $300 on something. Cause you know how kids they get shit and then they just shove it off to the side for a while.
Yeah, it's the new hotness for a week and then they don't touch it anymore.
Exactly. I feel like that price point is right in the sweet spot to where they can just Merry Christmas. Here's your Minecraft Roblox machine for the next couple weeks.
That's fair.
I mean, as an adult, I don't have a 4K monitor. I'm not against 4K, but I don't care for it. My monitor now, I just upgraded to 2K from a 1080p monitor. So the $300 Xbox is right up my alley. I have no problem with that. And I'm used to all digital machines because I've been PC gaming for the past 20 years. I've been using Steam, and my current build doesn't even have a disk drive in it. So, I really see the appeal of the $300 option.
Yeah.
If that had a disc tray on it, I would buy that one. The only reason I want to get this Series X is because I have a whole mess of 360 games that I want to play that are backwards compatible.
Right.
So, if... Also, it's saying that it has 8K HDR, which... Obviously, that's them trying to future-proof it.
The X or the S?
The X.
8 and...
That's what... Yeah, exactly. Because it's saying that they have 4K up to 120 frames and 8K HDR. What and how they get there, it's probably going to be checkerboard upscaling or some type of upscaling.
Yeah.
But I feel like also this will help me play certain games that they're Xbox exclusive with the Game Pass, but I won't have to use my computer and take up some of the bandwidth that I'm using to game and stream on it. So it'll have a little bit of headroom so that it could look pretty while I'm still playing it in 1440 at 120 frames. Because even the current Xbox consoles, they have it's kind of like FreeSync, to where it can go up to 120 frames per second based on the display, And that's what I'm doing pretty much on my PC. And I feel like it'll be a good like companion for certain games and for stuff that's not yet cross compatible. Because I convinced all my friends that we're going Xbox this series this generation instead of PlayStation again.
Yeah, like the only console that I will pick up this time around instead of waiting it out and debating is going to be whatever the Switch is going to be. Like, there's still rumors for the 4K Switch for next year. We thought it was going to be announced now for the hardware, but there's still lots of rumors pointing that it is going to be a next year kind of thing. And I'll pick that up at some point. That's about it. But as far as the PS5 and the Xbox goes, if I did decide to get one, it would probably be the Series S. Only because it does 1440p. My monitor's native 1440p, and I can call it a day with that.
I'm I'll be honest. I'm like hell bent on getting the Xbox One X at launch, and then the PlayStation. I'll wait till it goes on sale. And the only reason I'll do that is because I want
Sophie,
the
I can't edit this shit out. Fuck.
And the only reason I'll get the PlayStation is that new Spider-Man game looks kind of dope.
It's gonna be on the PS4 as well.
That's why I'm not going with PlayStation off the rip. I'll probably wait till they come out with a S model or something like that. My PS4 Pro fucking sucks. It is like my biggest regret as far as like technology that I've gotten within the last like 5 years. It's a piece of shit. Like, I don't know if you guys remember that it used to like sound like, you guys remember when it was like sounding like a hair dryer in the background when we first started playing Call of Duty?
Yeah. There's the trend.
It does that, and it's like it's super potato graphics. And the same game, like I tried Warzone on my Xbox One X, and it runs perfectly. So it's just like, granted, obviously that's last generation. They're going to be using SSDs this time, but I don't want to deal with the headache of the PlayStation operating system and the way that they do their shit. Also, there's no backwards compatibility to it. Right. There's literally no point in buying it.
Now, I also feel like along the way, for the Xbox Series S and the discless PS5, we don't really know what the hardware situation is going to be like for the hard drive for the PS5, but we do know that things are going to be proprietary for the Xbox Series. So if you do save money and get the $300 Xbox Series S, how many fucking hard drives are you going to end up going through? Because it's only going to come with a 1 terabyte. Like, I feel like that's going to be a moneymaker for them, selling the extra hard drives proprietarily.
Yeah. That was the annoying part with the old one, because you can get your own hard drive, but you had like to mod it in a weird way.
Right, you had to crack open that weird adapter and get it in there. Whereas now, we don't even know the exact specs on the Sony's NVMe drive. Everyone's like, it's pointed that it's going to be a PCIe 4.0 kind of thing. I don't know. Like, that's what Sony's whole thing has been this whole time, is like, we've got like this super, super, super fast SSD. And realistically, us as people that have been using SSDs for gaming for a while, what are we looking at here? Like, Sony's going to be able to shave a second or two off of a load time because both are using SSDs. Like, what is it that like one really offers other than over the other?
Like the software.
The game, right? That's what it boils down to. And I know a lot of people this week were pissed when they saw the Miles Morales trailer, and they were like, "Oh, it's also going to be on PS4." And then Sony fans were very upset as well at the the Demon Souls remake when they first launched it during the press conference. On the bottom, it said also available on PC. They were tight.
And that's what I don't understand, like why they would be mad about that.
It's basically
that's being exclusive.
That's what it is.
No,
yeah,
but
this is my brand. This is the brand I chose, and then they get upset if their loyal brand has it on other platforms, because then it starts making their shiny toy feel less shiny.
I'm not talking about being on PC. I'm talking about it being on PS4. So granted, it's gonna be on PS4, but it's not gonna be able to play the same way that's on PS5. Additionally, if they were like thinking about it, that's just Sony keeping in line with what Microsoft is doing. All of the games that are coming out within this certain period, I think they said it's like a year, are going to be compatible with the Xbox One and the Series S and Series X.
Right.
So I don't get, like, are they that fucking into fandom to where they're like not thinking about how their company is going to try and keep themselves up to date with how their competition is working? I just think it's dumb for them to outrage like that. Like, and granted, I get it on the PC side, because it's like, oh, well, then why the fuck am I buying a game for PlayStation? Why am I buying a whole ecosystem when there's a chance that all of these games are going to be available on PC later on down the line?
Well, I mean, even then, even though I'm primarily PC, I still get it. Like, a console is 500 said and done for what it is, whereas if we're trying to build something along the line for a PC, it's going to cost a hell of a lot more. So I definitely understand that, but like, I don't think it takes away from the console itself. So yeah, I don't see why it's the fanboyism of, I don't like it anymore because it's going to be on something else. It's like, why? You're still going to get your experience like unedited, or it's not going to be interrupted whatsoever or impeded whatsoever if it's going to be on something else. I don't get it. People were mad when they announced Horizon as well. It's like, oh, it's coming to PC. It's like, what the fuck, Sony? It's like, what does it matter? You had the game 2 years before we did, and you've already gotten your life out of it. What does it matter?
I just hope that with PlayStation finally playing nice with the fact that PC gamers want to play their game as well, I just hope that furthers like their ideology of cross-plat stuff.
Oh yeah,
because like we're starting to get to the point where the new consoles, they're getting a little bit closer to PC gaming, as far as like support with keyboard and mouse, with the type of frame rates that they're getting. They're shifting over to SSDs. I don't understand why the console can be kind of a pre-built type version of what it is now, to where obviously you'll have that kind of like Apple closed ecosystem or your console, but you should still have the ability to play whatever game you want with people that are on different platforms.
yeah,
Because I mean, as we can see from Call of Duty, everybody's still fucking eating.
yeah.
PlayStation's doing numbers, Xbox is doing numbers, and the computer's still doing numbers for Call of Duty as well. So I don't understand why hopefully maybe in the next generation, because I don't think it'll be fully supported by the end of this generation, meaning the Series X and the PS5. But it's just starting to, I feel like they're starting to slowly but surely realize that, we're paying for our desired platform, but we still want to play with other people.
Yeah, one doesn't take away from the other, I think. And it's maybe only now that they're starting to see it, where you can have people that are loyal to their preferred platform, and it's not going to take away money from the competition. It's like, if anything, it's going to make it better, because you don't have to work. Like, I have a whole bunch of friends that are straight up console, and some of the games that they play exist on PC, but there's no cross play between the two. Like Borderlands 3, it's been about a year. We don't have any crossplay for it. I don't understand why.
Kind of dumb.
Well, aren't they working on that? I thought they announced that there's going to be more shit.
Well, what we heard before was cross-platform at launch. There was no cross-platform at launch, And what we ended up getting was, hey, you Epic people can play with you Steam people. AKA you PC people can play with PC people? No fucking shit. Like, you didn't give us actual crossplay. You gave us fucking software crossplay between my Epic account and my Steam account. Get the fuck out of here. That's been a thing for many, many, many games on both Epic and Steam.
And now there's no legitimate excuse. Because you remember, like, before, like, PS3, Xbox 360 days, there's like, oh, they gotta do all this work, like, with servers and shit.
Right.
But Rocket League proved that it's like literally you just flip or I think it was either Rocket League or Fortnite. You just flip a switch and we can play on the same fucking server.
For this generation, PS4 and Xbox One X, they're all x86 architecture. Same thing that PCs are doing. So it's like, why weren't they just designed to all work with each other? And it's now at the end of it. It's not like they designed their games over from scratch. It's now they're just implementing the crossplay features. When what game was it? Fortnite, actually. When Fortnite, the Save the World portion first came out, there was unofficial crossplay by doing nothing special. All you literally had to do was use your Epic ID, invite somebody over that was playing on PlayStation and Xbox, and you can all get in until they officially made sure you couldn't do that. So it was just naturally supported because the game was the same game designed for x86 architecture. So it's like
Also,
whenever you don't get it, it's like the companies do it on purpose, and that's the shitty part.
it's not like before, like where there's different mediums to like play the game, and like there's different, like, you know how when it was like 32-bit and or like when the SNES was out and the Sega Genesis was out, like I've obviously the internet wasn't even close to what it is now, but I could understand like if there was like that type of reason why we couldn't do it, but like there's literally no reason now. Like I feel like they should really get on that, and that should be like I don't know, because it can't be a selling point, because it's just like literally doing a dick measuring contest, even though that they're pretty much based off of the same architecture from AMD. I had a fucking huge brain fart, but I just don't get it. Like I really hope that that's sort of the shift of the business model for consoles going forward.
Yeah, from here on out, it would, I don't know, I think it would help if they just truly was like, look, we're going to sell you PlayStations, we're going to sell you Xboxes, whatever. And yes, your friends are going to have a preference to the other one, but the fact that you can still play with them means you'll still stick with whatever it is. Like, do they really think that they're pulling away a significant amount? Because you are going to have some people that are going to be like, look, I'm going to get PlayStation because my friends are getting PlayStation. I'm going to get Xbox because my friends are getting Xbox. But like, are those numbers enough for them to like really tell everybody to go to hell? This is the way it's going to stay in this archaic mindset?
I don't know, dude. Because that's what we're doing with the Xbox. All my friends are getting Xbox. So, and I'm kind of like hesitant to like go balls to the wall with it, like right when it comes out on Tuesday, because I was thinking it's like there's only maybe 4 games that I won't be able to play with you guys on PC, as well as like playing all the old games that I want to. So I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, man, maybe I should just like wait off a little bit, because the main game that we're more than likely going to play together is the new Call of Duty, the new Halo when it comes out, and all that shit. I'm kind of like beefing up my PC so that I can stream all the new stuff and like kind of go a little bit harder with content in the FPS games, like all the battle royale games and shit that kind of eat up at the CPU and my GPU. So it's kind of like, do I want to put an investment into a console that I'm going to play like every now and then, or do I want to just like double down on my PC and like get it to where I can have a 3080 and then have it with an AIO so that I can like have a stable. I'm not saying that my overclock now isn't stable, but like to get the temperatures down a little bit, because
Yeah,
I do
it's
want to.
definitely a hard choice, I would say. Especially since before it felt like PC was definitely an afterthought. Whether we got a shitty port or we ended up getting the game a couple years later. Whereas now it feels like even the exclusives are like, oh, it's going to be on PlayStation and PC. It's going to be on Xbox and PC. Like, we're actually now kind of like acknowledged. It's like, look, we're going to still have the thing, and we're also going to put it on PC. So it's kind of like a good time to pick PC as like the middle between both, and then you can still side with, whichever preference you have. Because, if you have a PC, you're going to get Xbox Game Pass. Like, if you get Xbox Game Pass, you're going to have a lot of the launch titles at the same exact time that the Xbox people are. And you're going to be able to play with them, too.
I found the Borderlands 3 thing. This is what I was looking for.
What's up?
It's not cross-plat, but if you have it on Xbox One or PlayStation, it can go to the next gen, your save file. And they're bringing new DLC with more skill trees.
Okay. And that's the other thing. I know a lot of people were pissed. I think Xbox made the statement that if you get it on one version, it'll be the same. Like, if you get it on the current gen, it'll work on the next gen for no extra special prices. Whereas Sony is okay with this whole $70 mindset.
So I mean, if that can lead me into my next topic. Because I did buy which I'm kind of regretting. Like I legitimately tried to get a refund from Microsoft because I was so pissed at how the release went.
Mhm.
The new 2K, that release was so fucked up, dude. Like they had 4 different versions of the game that were all the same price. Or no, 2 of them they were like paired in 2. So there was a regular version for each next gen and current gen, and then there was $100 Kobe version for current gen and next gen. So obviously, all my friends convinced me to get the Kobe edition, which was the $100 one. So because it gives you like extra in-game currency, you get in-game shit, and like there's it's kind of like the Ultimate Team in Madden, to where like you get certain players and you can build a team. It's kind of like a fantasy draft, if you will, for online play. So I bought that edition, which was the same $100 edition that was for previous gen,
Mhm.
and so there was a big misunderstanding because with the previous gen, which kind of doesn't make sense because you're gonna have to pay more for the next gen one, you didn't get twice the currency in the I feel like I'm not explaining it the right way. So in the previous gen version, which was $100, you get 100,000 VC, which is virtual currency in this game, and you get 100,000 in next game.
Okay.
With the next gen version, you didn't get the 100,000 VC for the one that you're playing now, and it in nowhere did it say that. So
And your
there were a whole
current
mess.
one isn't going to transfer over to the next gen ones at all, or it
I'm
does for the $100 one.
I don't know,
Oh, okay.
because
Okay.
they I'm assuming not. Like maybe you'll just, and it's kind of stupid. That's the whole thing about it. So like if you're buying it for previous gen, the more than likely you're not going to move it over to next gen, because 2K it comes out yearly, and you have that whole year to play on Series X and Xbox One X. So that time frame didn't make sense, to where the people that aren't paying for the next gen, they're getting more for their $100 than we are, when we're saying, hey, we're buying it for the next gen and we're going to be playing it on next gen day one when the consoles come out. So if you go to like the reviews for NBA 2K, they got review bombed because they essentially like dicked over everyone that didn't buy the previous gen one.
Yeah, the whole thing with the next gen definitely feels like, let's, at least in its initial launch, it's going to be, let's squeeze what we can on those making the transition.
That's
And
exactly what it is.
it feels super shitty. It's like, hey, this game you just bought 2 weeks ago, and now you just bought this new console. Yeah, sure, no, totally. We can let you play that version on this, but you just got to throw us 10 extra bucks because we fucking said so.
And it's dumb because like for that one specifically, I paid $100 for my next gen, and the person that didn't pay, or the person that bought it for previous gen, paid $100. So it's like I'm no longer buying any other NBA 2K games ever again, dude. Like, and it's like it's not like this is the first time that they did it. There was, for example, fucking GTA 5 or NBA 2K13, 2K12. That was like a mid-generation release too.
Yeah,
So
GTA 5 is going to come out on the third fucking platform this time around again. You know, we had it on Xbox 360/PS3. We had it on Xbox One and PS4. Same fucking game. And they were fucking proud to be like, yeah, no, we're totally going to be on PS5 day one. It's like, get fucked. Make fucking GTA 6 already.
But their game's so good that it spans generations.
I mean, have you played the online?
No, why would I? It's fucking
It's
GTA.
really fucking.
If you don't own the fucking hover bike that shoots rockets, GG.
But that sounds more of like a Saints Row shit.
In almost 10 fucking years, we got no update to the story for single player at all. It's just, hey, more.
That's the money machine.
Yeah, just the multiplayer. And the multiplayer is just dominated by like, hey, I got this rocket bike that I either grinded or bought my shark cards for, so get fucked in this lobby. But it's also coming to, PS5, so you get to have that in 4K up to 120 frames.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I wanted to because the like speaking of like multiple versions of like games and shit, I wanted to go back over the Call of Duty release, because we just us PlayStation players, we just had the alpha this weekend. And I feel like it's important to explain this because the fucking Activision isn't. But there's also going to be multiple versions. And the only thing with this is that you don't want to. There's like not something with 2K to where it's that bad to where it's not super confusing and there's not like multiple versions that have the same price. They're all the ones that you're getting for the next gen, they're $70. But the one thing you want to be careful with is if you're purchasing it digitally. If you're buying it digitally now, make sure that you're 100% hellbent on getting that same console. So like if you're buying it on PS4, you're going to want to buy the cross-gen bundle. That's $70, but you're going to want to make sure that you obviously pick up a PS5 because from what I've been reading and like granted it's The Verge, which is I don't really fuck with The Verge, but they had a good breakdown of it to where you're not, if you buy it on PlayStation, you're stuck on PlayStation. So going into it, just make sure that you get the one that says cross-gen bundle, which is $70. And if you're getting it digitally, make sure you're going to be playing it on that console. Because it's not like we're 2K where they had fucking the $60 current gen, $60 next gen, $100 this gen, $100 next gen. Because they're fucking idiots and apparently they don't know how to fucking have cross-generation games. Because it's this fucking novel thing that even though it's pretty much the same fucking game but with updated graphics, quote unquote, they couldn't fucking figure it out.
And that's the thing. Thinking about that whole buying for PS4 and then there being a $10 surcharge for the PS5, that's like the equivalent of me pulling out my 1070, throwing in a 3080 now, and then Steam automatically slapping me with 10 extra bucks to play the game again.
Yeah, it's really fucking dumb.
It's like, oh, you switched your hardware on the same exact fucking game. Please deposit $10 more to keep playing.
That's why I'm kind of like, I think outside, because if it were up to me, I would just only have next gen. I would just have my Switch only, because like that's my favorite console that I own and I have all three of them. So like the Switch that's my favorite thing, and then I'll just play everything on my PC.
That's kind of what it feels like, yeah.
I'm like kind of interested in, like I said, the Miles Morales game, and it comes with the older one that's supposed to be like remastered for the PlayStation, but it's a single player game. I mean, once you're done with it, that's kind of the life cycle for it. Outside of whatever fucking DLC they think of.
Yeah, like there's not going to be any games as a service type thing. Like,
I mean, who knows? Knowing fucking how gaming is going now, there's probably going to fucking be like microtransactions for different types of skins and all types of bullshit like that.
Did you deplete your web cartridge? Oh shit, dude! You can go run this task,
$4.99.
or you can buy unlimited web.
It's not even going to tell you what it's going to do anymore. They're just going to be like $4.99. You'll be like, for what? All right, playing. I think I have to pay them more. We are a subscription-based Spider-Man.
So I wanted to just quickly go over the
pay your rent to keep playing.
Yeah, that's what
it's choices, Peter Parker. Oh my god! It's like you want the Peter Parker experience. Now you're broke as fuck, just like him.
And shit and take pictures. You're like, oh, I don't like this at all.
That's what I'm saying. Peter Parker is the most relatable superhero because he has the same common enemy that the rest of us have, which is fucking debt and poverty.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Broke superhero.
No, I'm just saying he's relatable. He doesn't have a mansion, or I mean, later on he didn't. So like he had Park Industries, but point is, original Peter Parker had the same problem as the rest of us. He didn't have a fancy mansion or a fucking building with the Fantastic Four or any of that shit. He had rent due.
That's your argument for Spider-Man, best superhero. Because
no, I'm not saying best. I'm saying relatable. That's all I'm saying.
New headline: broke ass Peter Parker failed to capture the Human Torch, whatever.
Too nerdy? Throw everybody off? All right, it's cool. Keep going.
Yeah. So I did get a chance.
Too nerdy? We're talking about fucking graphics cards and shit.
Yeah, but no, we shifted over to comics. It's totally different. It's fine. It's fair.
They make movies about Spider-Man, not Nvidia.
Shut up, got the move in it.
I'm just fucking waiting because I know he's not done yet.
What do you mean? Why you sound so salty about it?
I'm not salty. I'm just fucking
Being a
waiting.
little funny, being a little humor for the podcast.
I'm just waiting.
Oh, go
I'm
talk
just
to Bryson
fucking
again.
waiting, dude. You're the one that's getting salty. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, if Nvidia comes out with a fucking movie, they stole our idea because you said it, Corn Dog. Saying it right fucking now.
You heard it here first, folks.
I wanted to quickly talk about because I did get to play the beta this weekend for the new Black Ops, and I had so it seems like what they're doing is it's going to be, as far as like gunplay and like the maps that they put in, it seems like there's going to be a heavy emphasis on sniping, because there's like, at least with the maps that they put in there, there's like these amazing sniping lanes, but it's like, it seems like it's going to be fucked because like the entire weekend it was just me getting fucking quickscope by, I'm pretty sure, like 13-year-olds, and like the entire first day it was just me getting fucking like raging on how I'm getting like fucking quickscope, like getting shit. Because if you're new to Call of Duty, the main thing with Black Ops games is the time to kill is kind of ridiculous, and the ADS speed is a little bit faster than what you would get in like a Modern Warfare game. And I'll be honest, I like kind of tuned out every Black Ops after part 2. So it's been like almost 7 years since I've gotten to. It's been like 7 years since we got on a boots on the ground Black Ops, and I feel like it's gonna be a good game, but I feel like this is gonna be a little bit more of a fucking like a sweaty Call of Duty to get into, because the time to kill is gonna be super high, and it seems like it's a little bit like that mechanic to where if you're running, you get like a punished a little bit, for like lack of a better term, like you do in Valorant. So where like if you're running, your ADS goes kind of crazy and you can't hit your shots. And the gunplay, it just feels fucking weird. And I don't know if that's because I was on console and the field of view and like the frame rate's a little bit different, but it seems like it's gonna be a super fucking sweaty game. I still think it's gonna be cool because like all of the new shit that they're adding and some things that they brought back. But my overall thought is like, it seems like they took the gameplay from Modern Warfare and they completely did like a 180 with it, because it's like very slow paced. Like the running is a little bit slower. The overall like gunplay is slower because it, like I said, it takes a longer time to kill. And it kind of has me thinking as to what they're gonna do with the Warzone side of things, because if that gameplay is gonna mirror what Black Ops is gonna be, then it's gonna be like a completely different animal on Warzone for next gen.
I thought Warzone was supposed to be its like own entity,
So it is, but
so it shouldn't take anything from Black Ops.
well, I mean,
Maybe some
obviously it's
unlockables,
getting the
and
guns
stuff.
and
Yeah.
like shit
Yeah,
like
but
that.
the movement and everything shouldn't relate to it at all.
I mean, it shouldn't, but I mean, we shouldn't have to pay $70 for it on PC, but we're gonna have to. So I mean,
Well,
we
so
don't-
much for Warzone. It's a free game.
no, for the new Black
Warzone,
Ops.
for Warzone. Not Cold War. The new Black Ops.
Well, yeah, because that's the
What
game.
was that noise?
Well, yeah, you pay $70 for the new game, but I'm talking Warzone. It shouldn't, like, no gameplay should relate to it besides Warzone gameplay.
I mean, obviously it shouldn't, but we don't know that because
Well,
this
we do.
is
It's a different game.
No, we don't, because this is the next year that it's going to a different house as far as like Call of Duty. It's not the same company that does the development of the games. This is Treyarch, not Infinity Ward. So they're changing up the PvP and the way that the guns work in PvP direct relately to Warzone. So obviously we've had this certain gunplay with the guns that we currently have in Modern Warfare. So what I'm saying is there's going to be new gunplay in the PvP on Black Ops Cold War, which is going to have to directly relate to the guns that you get in Warzone and similarly the upgrades that you get in Warzone. So what I'm saying is that based on the stuff that you get from Black Ops can change the gameplay of Warzone. So that's what I'm saying. They haven't done any really like concrete explaining, or they haven't given us any like concrete information on it. So what I'm saying is I'm just hoping that all of the guns that you get, because I'm sure that we're not going to stick with just the same guns that came out in um or you fucking got me confused, dude, with Modern Warfare and Warzone. Because you're just like, it's the fucking same, and I'm like confused trying to explain it's not the same though.
No, Warzone is Warzone. We've been over this before because I was confused, and that's how you explained it to me.
Right. So
yes, but
we still don't know what elements are going to be pulled out of Cold War. Whether
And that's what I'm saying last time. There was like, no, it's its own entity. It's not going to do anything with Cold War, whatever the fuck it is.
No, you said last time, are we going to have to pay for Warzone again? I said no, because that
you got a deeper voice this time, man. Good shit.
He's been trying.
He's mixing it up. You know, when you do the mocking voice, this time Corndog has a low voice.
Because that's like my dumb voice.
Wow, you sounded smart for once.
You gotta put some pretext on it.
God damn it, dude.
They can do whatever they want to Cold War, but if Warzone is its own entity, then even if they put the guns in it, they shouldn't change how the guns work, right?
How wouldn't it though? Because there's different metas. What I'm saying, because obviously there's going to be a completely different meta.
So then make a whole new Warzone.
Yes, Corndog, you're right, dude. They should.
I doubt 100... they would.
Oh, let me guess. Are you giving up on this argument?
Because it's not going anywhere.
What do you mean?
You're saying that nothing should change. Obviously, it shouldn't, but it's going to, because there's different guns and there's going to be different gunplay.
So I said they should make a new Warzone, and you're just like, yep, okay, yep. Next.
I mean, it's fine to have different gunplay, but like things like the running mechanics and stuff like that.
This is a fucking conversation.
I mean, okay, you're right. I don't know what to tell you. They should have a different Warzone. I don't know.
Okay, how do you think that would work?
I don't know, because it's not going to be different.
But we just said it has to be.
God damn it.
Yep. But I'm not going down this rabbit hole. Next conversation.
We're supposed to speculate on shit, and you don't want to speculate on anything.
Because
you think it's an argument.
Corndog, because you're not getting what I'm saying, it seems like. What I'm saying is it has to be different, but they've already said that they're keeping the same Warzone platform. What I'm saying is Warzone is staying the same, as you're not paying for it, and it's its own thing. But they're importing the guns and all of that, like all the attachments and everything from Black Ops into Warzone. So what I'm saying is I'm wondering how that change that's coming with the new Warzone, because they have new PvP, how is that going to change the meta for the current Warzone or the new Warzone? Because they haven't talked about it at all.
That's what I just asked, and you yelled at me.
Yeah, it'll just be stat change.
So you think they'll make a new map or like a new playlist for Warzone? You can go for the Modern Warfare or the Cold War Warzone.
I think it's gonna be like Apex, where they have like the maps that rotate. Honestly, I'm kind of hoping that's how they.
Because if Cold War is its own thing and its guns are its own thing, I don't think you should be forced into a map where you don't have.
But that you will have the guns though, because it's the same
Not
way
if you don't own Cold War.
Yes, you will though.
Because think about it. For those that don't own Modern Warfare but have Warzone, they have all the Modern Warfare guns. They can unlock them. Like we unlock them through multiplayer, but they would have to do it through Warzone play only.
And that's what I mean. So if they got thrown into the Cold War Warzone, that's a kind of an unfair advantage because they don't own it at all.
I mean, it's the same unfair advantage now. It's like when I was playing with Nylon yesterday, he doesn't have any guns. He was just like, every time we would get a loadout, he didn't get it because the guns that he had were worse than the guns that were on the ground.
Yeah, that's why every time they have the different colored guns when we land, I look at it like, what the hell is this supposed to be? Because I've already got my pre-made loadouts because we owned the original, like the main game.
And that's why I feel like that's what I was trying to explain, because I don't know what's gonna happen, but what they have said so far is that it's gonna play similar to the Warzone now, to where if you don't have it, you'll still all of the guns that come with Warzone or Black Ops will come into Warzone with you, but you'll just have to grind out Warzone to upgrade the guns, instead of like how we do it, is where when we go into PvP and we just do the hardcore shoot the ship and we rank them up that way.
So do you think
I
it'd
just
be a
feel
better idea to have a choosable playlist?
No, I feel like it'll be personally if I was the head of Warzone and it was the way that I wanted it, it would be that all of your guns that you have currently in Modern Warfare, they'll be there in Warzone as well as the guns that come from Black Ops. And I'm hoping that for the next season they developed, or for Black Ops, that they developed a new map that's kind of like reminiscent of whatever was going on in the 80s, and like they just throw all this shit together. Um, and then there'll just be like, oh, we're going to Verdansk this time. And then you get that map, and then the next map is, oh, you're getting the new Black Ops one. And then it just keeps on changing back and forth, similar to how Apex does.
So in the little pre-lobby, you think they'll have different tabs where it's like, okay, these are your loadouts for Modern Warfare, these are your loadouts for Cold War, or do you just have to kind of make a couple and hope you get the right map?
See, I don't think that, I don't know, because I don't think like the gunplay will be like specific to the map. Because like I think what they're gonna do is like build a similar map to Verdansk, but they're just gonna have it be like the Cold War era themed. So I feel like, I don't know, dude.
part of me feels like we're giving them too much credit. It's just going to be the same fucking map, and they're like, here, we added new guns and attachments.
I hope
That'd
not.
be huge.
I'd just be on the floor.
Add
really
a
fucking
second
hope not,
game's
dude.
worth of guns into the map.
Yeah, like
Into
I
the
feel like that's
pool?
what it'd be, because it would shake up the meta. Be like, all right, you've got your meta M4, but
Oh boy, here
now
we
you've
come.
got your meta
120
M4
updates.
with the attachments that you can get from Cold War. Like I feel like that would just be the biggest way to just like make Warzone expand on what it currently is. It'll shake up what's the current meta, and it'll introduce a lot more new content in terms of guns and mechanics, and
No,
maybe
you know
another
what?
map.
I feel like I hope it's a mix of two, like a mix of what Corndog is saying and a mix of what I'm saying. So where like if you're kind of tired of Verdansk, you're like, oh well, I just want to play the new map. You can do that, or you can go to a mode that like has rotating maps.
Yeah, I mean that's a good idea.
Because what I hope they don't do is they do the fucking garbage ass Fortnite shit. So where they just add like a 1981 fucking, where they do that.
Area?
Yeah, I feel like it'll be dumb, and it won't be. You won't be able to have that, like, I don't know what to call it, but like that thing that they do where they'll cut out a piece of the Verdansk map and then they'll make it a new PvP map. And I don't think you'll be able to do that with Black Ops, because they have their own specific, like, we're gonna get a fucking Nuketown 7 in this game, and there's not gonna be a way for it to make sense in Verdansk, because that, I think you're supposed to be in Russia or something like that in that map. That's why I don't really know how they're gonna work it in, especially like based on the 3 maps that we got. One of the maps was in Moscow. The other one was in some fucking desert, I think in Africa. And then we got a map that was in Miami.
Yeah, that's a big war zone.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how it's going to relate into that, but I don't know, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, I have no fucking clue how they're going to, and I just hope they don't fucking Treyarch it, where they, like, one thing that they added back, which I think is kind of annoying, is there's a break in between domination. Like, I don't know if you guys played World War II, but once you get to 100 points, there's a halftime, and then it'll start the next half of domination.
Oh, it's like an actual physical like break.
Yeah, so like it'll stop at 100. They'll show the play of the half, and then you'll switch sides, and then you'll go back at it.
How long?
That's for like trying to make it more of an esport.
I don't know, because they only do it in Treyarch version, or like Treyarch and Raven.
How long is the halftime?
It's like a couple seconds.
Oh,
But it's like, oh, do you mean like how long is the half? It's like whoever gets to 100. I think,
no, I'm saying, but how long? Like that actual pause, that break in between. How long does that?
oh yeah,
last?
I think it's like 10 seconds at the most.
What the fuck is the point?
That's what I'm saying. What I feel is that it's dumb as fuck. Like, we didn't have that in Modern Warfare, Why the fuck do we need it back? And the other element that it adds to it, which is more of an annoyance, is for your kill streaks. If you're on a fucking roll, you're gonna have to like keep in mind the score of the game, how much time you have left, and if it's even worth using all of your shit before the half or in the second half. And in this one, you can stack your kill streaks. So like there was a game where, because the three loadouts I had was artillery, predator or attack helicopter, and a chopper gunner. So that game that I went when I had 31 kill streak, I had my artillery that I had stacked. I had the attack helicopter, and I had a chopper gunner. And if I were to get another kill streak after I got that 31, like let's say I got that in the first half, I could have banked that attack helicopter. I could have banked the artillery, and then I could have stacked another artillery on top of that.
So
Artillery.
I mean, like you can call back-to-back artillery strikes.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
I don't, dude. It makes it like that's what I'm saying. Like
I
it's
like
gonna
it a
be
lot.
a super fucking sweaty PvP. Because it's like it's not. I don't know, man. I just because I like
For
the
me,
run.
I get a lot of like UAVs, right? You get a UAV and I die. But if I can get a UAV and then I die, I think it's a cool concept.
That's
Where you
the
don't
thing.
like, oh, you only have one UAV, then you died. Use it so you can get another one.
That's the thing too in this new Call of Duty. When you die, your score streaks don't stop. So like it's based on the amount of points that you accumulated. So like let's say you pop off, you have like a 7 kill streak, right? And you die, your artillery strike, there's a little bar. It'll still stay close to where it would be had you not died. So like I was finding like there's a one map where it's like has really huge sand dunes where as long as I would get like 30-ish kills, I could confirm a chopper gunner. And so like that's what I'm saying, like it seems like they're setting it up to be a fucking grind in PvP, which is going to be, I feel like not only is it going to be kind of annoying for me specifically, but I feel like it's going to push people a little bit further away from going and like playing PvP first.
I
feel
think I
like
understood you wrong. You mean like, so if I get like 3 kills and then I die, and I get another one, I get a 4 kill streak?
Essentially, yeah. Because
Well,
like
then that defeats the purpose of it.
See, and the wording is weird too because they're not called kills anymore. They're
Yeah,
called
it feels like it's no longer a kill streak and it's more of a cumulative point streak.
Yeah, so
Like
you
just-
might as well just do the,
like point
the
bomb.
top ones.
Yeah.
And it's weird because like funny enough, I stunned somebody. It gave me 15 points for stunning an enemy, and it gave me 50 points for the elimination. All I did was stun the guy. I didn't shoot him once. So it seems like it's
like
gonna
full
be
credit for assist type shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's weird because it's not kills anymore; they're eliminations. So the whole half, it seems like what they're doing is they're trying to, like, in a way, control the meta of like how you can have fun in their games, like specifically domination. Because like in the way that they have it set up now, going on like a fucking having a 100 kill game will be super easy because you can. Obviously, if you believe in this mindset to where when you get warmed up in a game and you see how everything's playing and how the rotations are going, then you can stay on that path to get that crazy high kill game. To where I feel like in this one, there's that break and you're like, fuck, now I have to go from the other side, readjust, and then figure out what I'm doing now to get this side working. I don't know. It's just going to be an interesting new Call of Duty, I feel, with all the shit that they brought back from older ones and that time to kill. Like it takes like almost a full clip to kill somebody, just one person, which is kind of annoying.
That's why I like hardcore.
Hell yeah.
Bang bang.
That's what I'm saying.
Bullets
Like, I
do
feel
bullet
like,
damage. That's what I always loved about it.
I mean, not really. Like if you get shot in the fucking hand, you're dead in hardcore.
Yeah,
Which, I mean,
infection.
I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of hardcore, but I feel like in Black Ops, the little light at the end of the tunnel for this is there is a lot of shit that they need to polish. Because like there was text, like when I was running through the map, there was one part of the map where the texture was completely gone, and I saw that for the sky, they used a picture of grass on the bottom, and then they just used like they covered it up with textures, the grass on the bottom, and they just used the sky as like the aspect for the map or whatever.
Yeah, it works, right?
Yeah. And like I was telling, I don't remember if it was before we started podcast, but the SKS in the game is ridiculous as far as like power. Like it takes one clip to take down a full chopper gunner.
That just like a marksman rifle?
Yeah, essentially it's a marksman rifle. Yeah, it only takes 30 bullets to take down an attack helicopter.
That just seems like poor balancing.
Yeah, I feel like once they get
test it.
Yeah, I don't know, and then it was like it's kind of weird looking at like the COD partners play it, and then looking at the pros play it. Because like I was watching Scump, and I was watching Sensor, and the COD partners were talking about it in this high regard, and like I could tell that the pro players were kind of getting annoyed at like certain little shit here and there, because that's going to be their job for the next year, like dealing with all the imbalances that they were seeing.
Almost like we've discussed before, games tend to come out unbalanced, and then part of the life of the game is like, hey, that broken thing is now no longer broken.
And we broke some other shit.
So that we can fix it and have more life, more content.
And that's what I've talked about with older games. They didn't have to do that. They tested their shit, and then they fucking put their game out properly.
Yeah, I feel like the internet kind of fucked up good games.
Yeah, the fact that they're able to fix their game from afar, they don't have to test things thoroughly. We are the testers, and we just don't get paid for it.
Dude, you're like the king of fucking transitions today. Because I had another topic to where EA is kind of like wilding right now with the dumb shit that they're doing. So they have the EFC games. So they were playing full fucking UFC, my bad.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, is this the ads?
Yeah, they were playing.
I did see that.
They're playing full fucking blown advertisements for the second season of a TV show on Amazon called The Boys. And people were fucking pissed. They're like, yo, we're paying $60 plus whatever dumb fucking bullshit you have for this big dick edition, and you're playing fucking ads in our game.
And their excuse was like, we wanted to make it feel like a real UFC fight. It's like, it's a fucking video game. Are you suck? Yeah, it was like during the replays, like when it transitioned to the replays, they'd have an ad run.
There's no way.
I shit you not. It's fucking hilarious.
We want you guys to make it feel like you're watching a pay-per-view event. So we're going to charge you for every match.
I paid to view my fucking game.
Oh, shit, dude.
Bro, that's ass. How long are these fucking videos?
I think it's just like a quick snippet, like as it transitions. But I was like, "There's no fucking way they."
Dude, that just sounds like a way that they snuck in ad revenue deals with companies,
oh, yeah, for sure,
and make you feel like we're giving you a more authentic experience because we are scum.
But
it's like fucking the Madden games ran commercial break.
Yeah,
like when you switch sides of the ball and they ran a commercial.
Oh my fucking god!
That's like that's like if Madden games had a halftime and then they were just like broadcasting new albums.
And you can't skip.
You can't skip it. You have to play. You have to go through the entire
nope.
stuff.
It's the full length of a normal fucking halftime show. Sit back and enjoy. Go grab a snack or something. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
Like an NBA or you play 2K in the halftime show, you see fucking Shaq and you're like, I just want to play.
Oh my fucking god, dude!
Shaq and Barkley just going back and forth. You're like, let me play, guys.
Yeah, so they ended up pulling it, and they said they will not be reappearing in the future. So
Bullshit.
I feel like what
yeah,
they're
okay,
doing
for this game, but maybe the next one's like, all right, let's try to sneak it back in.
Yeah, sneak it back in. They'll never know.
They're
One
like
ad would
that,
make millions.
They're doing that thing to where they're like poking the bear to see what they can get away with.
They're gonna replace one of these sides of the octagon with a giant screen that plays the ad throughout the whole fight.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, you motherfuckers.
It's gonna be like the old school picture-in-picture. You're gonna have the ad playing in the bottom right.
Oh, you mean the way Twitch is now doing their mid-roll ads?
Yeah.
Did you hear about that, Big?
Mm-mm.
So,
I'm not.
what Twitch is gonna? Oh, my bad. Boom. If you had to continue. With
No,
that.
that was it.
I was gonna say the way he described it, the poke and the bear. I imagine like the awkward white guy in the club is like super aggressive, dancing up to someone. They're like, no, and he's like, my bad, my bad.
My bad. All right. Go on to the next one. It's like,
I'm
what
walking
the
past,
fuck?
I'm walking past. That's why I imagine that EA's like really grooving, and they're like, oh, my bad, no, all right, I'll see you later.
So what Twitch is going to start doing is mandatory mid-roll ads, and what they'll basically do is picture in picture. They will take your stream, shrink it to a fucking tiny ass pixel in the corner, mute the audio on your stream, and then the ad will be playing behind it.
Nice.
Yeah, Tim was pissed. I was watching his
People
stream.
are fucking mad, and it's like, yeah, I understand you had your ads, which sucked when you go over to somebody's stream in the very beginning. It really did suck for raids and stuff like that, because when you go over, you miss them welcoming you in and all that stuff because you were being hit with an ad. So now it's like, all right, cool. We're gonna run mid-roll ads, and we're just gonna shrink you to tiny picture-in-picture version, and you're gonna be completely fucking muted, and we'll go from there. It'll be great for like when people want to make clips or anything like that. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, I was watching Tim and it happened, and he was texting whoever he knows at Twitch, and he's like, "Whips, give me that clip. I want to know if I actually ran a fucking mid roll." I was like, "Oh, Tim was like actually mad." He's like, "It's my fucking content, bro. Get off."
So what they were
Pop
saying,
off, queen.
your boy Devin Nash was saying that, which I can't fucking stand him sometimes, dude.
Jesus Christ. I just like the analytical talk that he dives into. It's
You
like,
mean your boy Devin Nash?
oh, Jesus
He was
fucking
like-
Christ.
No, but his voice is a couple like octaves higher. Where he does like the fucking when he starts stuttering and shit. He was saying like it's a fucking Devin Nash fucking comment about it. He's like, well, yeah, it kind of makes sense that Twitch people or Twitch has to make money at some point, yada yada yada, and that what he was saying is that the way to combat it is to, when you go to break, just run an ad.
So that's what
Instead of
I was going to
being
say.
an issue.
When it comes to that kind of stuff, so if you are doing your own manual ads, if you're rolling them, it'll basically push those off.
Was that a question?
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah, like that's what he's saying. Like is that what it is? Like you got to do.
That's what he was saying.
Okay.
Essentially, that's what he was saying.
And then I don't know, it makes your be right backs disingenuous. I think like maybe your stream will be like, oh, he's saying be right back so that he can run this ad. And I'm like, well, I'm doing it on a be right back screen so that zero content is being missed. It's shitty.
Happened when
the whole
I-
ad thing is shitty. It's not gonna go away, obviously.
I don't understand why they don't have more banner ads instead of like pop-up ads.
Could be an aesthetic thing.
I mean, I feel like the aesthetic of Twitch would be a better thing to fuck up than to fuck up content.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I don't know. I don't have the numbers on this on desktop users versus mobile users. And if you're a mobile user or you're just watching the stream in full screen, you wouldn't even see the banner ad, maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't really ever see. I definitely do get that fucking pre-roll bullshit or mid-roll, because I remember I was watching Wardell stream and I got a pre-roll and I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like trying to, and it wouldn't let you exit, so I just closed out the app.
You got a pre-roll on your phone?
No, a mid-roll, so where
Oh.
like it shrinks it and then it plays an
Yeah.
ad.
I don't
That's
think they should
rough.
do that. on
Mid
the phone.
rolls fucking. Yeah, I'm definitely not okay with that. Even if they switched it around to make it mandatory, like, hey, play a fucking mandatory ad every hour. Your call when you do it. That gives you way more freedom than this bullshit.
Well, how would they regulate that? Like, what if you don't run the ad? What, ban your channel?
No, not
No,
ban
they're
you, but
just
like
gonna
if you
run
don't,
that mid-roll.
yeah, we're gonna run the fucking mid roll. So it's like you have to do it within an hour, you know. And again, it does suck, but then it still gives you the control that's being taken away by them just hitting you with a mid roll regardless.
Or what would be cool is like you can just like bunch them together. So like what you would do is like, hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the stream. If you guys can give me 5 minutes. Well, I don't know, the 5 minutes kind of, well, I mean, 5 minutes is what usually the majority of the people are for the starting screen that they have up.
I'm
Seems
starting
like-
to think that like during the stream starting, just slap a couple of ads there. You know, one or two people maybe hit with it at the moment, and then like what that's going to end up doing is securing the rest of your stream without the mid-roll ads,
But how many people are watching that early in the stream?
depending on the streamer.
But that's the thing. I don't think it matters because as long as the ad plays, they get money for it.
Right, then that's the other thing. It's like for them, is it like, well, you got to play it when you're at your peak, and I think they just give a shit that it played on the channel, and they don't really care about the outreach. Because like if someone like Tim goes live and plays it, he's already broadcasted it to like what 1,000 people or more. We go live and we broadcasted it. I saw like 2 or 3 people saw the ad.
I don't know,
That's why I
thought
think,
it was
like-
1,000 for I don't know what you're talking about.
Speaking of like speaking realistically, based on our numbers, I don't think we would be affected by that. Obviously, I haven't.
The pre-roll stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, not so much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not so much for the pre-roll. Mid-roll, obviously, it doesn't matter if you're a big streamer, small streamer. Once you've already got people in, you're an hour or two in. You know, you have your usual people there. They're gonna be affected by that.
no. I mean, like, I don't think that shit because it said that it's affecting certain partners or certain certain people on Twitch. I think they're doing that to the people on the top. I don't think we're gonna get affected. Our viewers are gonna be affected by that.
I can't imagine them forcing a mid roll on like affiliates or nothing like that.
Yeah,
They could. I don't know. Like I don't see them. I see them maybe hitting bigger channels with it more often, but it's still being a thing all across the board.
so you want to get into your 3080 dilemma?
Still trying
think-
to get one. Like I was there. A lot of stores kept saying different times. 6 a.m. Pacific seemed to be the general consensus everywhere online. So, you know, which would be 9 o'clock my time. So I woke up at around 8:45, got ready, did my refreshes on everything just to make sure they didn't go live a little early. And the one that pissed me off the most, I would say, would be directly from the NVIDIA site. 9 o'clock comes, it says notify because it wasn't out yet. Like 5 seconds later, I hit refresh, it went to out of stock. And it's like, fuck you. What the fuck do you mean out of stock? Like, I literally hit refresh 10 times, and on that 10th time, it went from notify to out of stock. And there's a lot of theories going around. A lot of people think it was a paper launch, meaning they didn't even have any. That they actually didn't start selling them until later on in the day. NVIDIA commented saying it was just a matter of volume. Did we lose somebody?
Big?
Oh, Big Papa passed out.
Probably.
Yeah.
He sent a message saying he was gonna go to bed.
Oh, got it. So yeah, it's one of those things where we just didn't fucking. It was a shit show all around. Demand was there, and there wasn't enough to go around. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part about it were these automated bots that can check the page, add the item to cart, and check the fucking item out before you had a chance to do any of it. And people were bragging, I think it was Bounce Alerts. They were bragging, constantly posting pictures on Twitter. Somebody had got like 30 fucking 3080s from the NVIDIA site so that they could flip them. And I'm over here like, I'm not going to say what I really thought because fuck it. But it's more like, fuck those people. You know, I understand. I get it. Capitalism. It's an opportunity for you to make a quick buck. You're still a piece of shit. You're a piece of fucking shit to go that far to buy 30 of these things. I hope you don't fucking sell them. I hope you are now sitting on, let's see, average price for a 3080 was $700. Multiply that by 30. Just
I'm in a math class, but it's a very
2100?
low end math class.
there you go. It's a lot of money.
20. What is 2100? Maybe.
There you go. Math guy. I was busy talking, not thinking about numbers.
Say what is
21,000?
this? Is fucking Jeopardy.
Oh.
Not 2,100. Yeah, it's 21,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you don't sell any of
Don't quote
those.
me. Oh, let me see. Oh, it is 2100, isn't it? Oh, I don't know.
2,100 to
No, they bought
2,100.
$700. That'd be 21,000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
21,000. Final answer.
Chat, we're here to entertain you guys, not fucking
I can
do,
go buy a car instead.
math and stuff like that. But it's fucked. It's been a total shit show. Anytime they go live anywhere, these automated bots are able to check them out faster than you can. Best Buy was like, hey, add to cart. And I would hit refresh and it's there, add to cart. And then I go to add to cart. And then the second I actually try to check it out, they're like, yeah, stupid. We don't have them. I was like, all right, cool. So then I go to Best Buy, not Best Buy, then I go to Newegg. You know, I'm doing this all at the same time. Newegg's like, bam, we got them, add to cart. So I hit add to cart, I go to checkout, and then it's like, oh, removed it from your cart because we actually don't have any and we're just, jerking you off over here. We're blue balling you really hard all day. And it's like, all right, cool. So that was the entire fucking launch day. Just could not fucking get it. Sites either crashed entirely or the stock was just gone before you could even get a chance to do anything because of all these bots. And it hasn't improved. Nobody really had, like, one or two people actually legitimately got them. Most of them are being sold up on eBay and all these reseller sites. And that same day we ended up getting a hero on eBay that made a bot that would find these 3080s and put ridiculously, like, make a brand new eBay account and place ridiculously high bids just to fuck with the sellers. I love it. That is the kind of level of petty that I fucking bask in, and I think it's great.
Isn't that very similar to what they were doing with the prices in the first?
Right,
They're making a bot to essentially fuck with people.
Right. So exactly, they're making a bot to fuck with their prices because they used bots to fucking fuck other people. So it's like, all right, you fuck the fuckers. Good job. I'm for it.
My thought on this is, like, I'm conditioned to it because I take L's on Nike almost every Saturday to bots, and it was just interesting to.
This was a reprogrammed shoe bot. It was a repurposed shoe bot.
I'm not surprised, dude. It's unfortunate, and it just bummed me out that I was like, I can't get any fucking. You know how bad it is for my luck on Nike, bro. It was Black Friday, I think.
Yeah, I've seen the whole market for the sneakers, the clothing and stuff like that. Like, it's shitty, and then to see it branch out now into tech, and man,
I've had the shoes purchased. They took the money from my account, and they wouldn't give me a shipping label or shipping information. So I waited 3 days for a shipping confirmation.
Mm-hmm.
For them, when I emailed the chat, they were like, no, we don't have any more to ship out. So I was like, why the fuck did you sell me them then? And why didn't somebody tell me this 3 days ago?
Yeah, because it was probably one of those, like, look, we already got the money, so as we start getting them in, we'll do them in order. And it's like, but no, if you didn't have them, you don't sell it because this wasn't a pre-order.
I'm conditioned to L's, man. I was disappointed, but I was like, fucking bots, dude.
Yeah, like, I was annoyed, but there are some people that obviously are more upset than others. I'm not saying rightfully, but like, just other people took it harder than others. I was disappointed, sure, but like,
yeah, dude,
I wasn't out here writing
like,
fucking
man.
Like, I wasn't like, oh, fuck you, like, I wasn't like that to NVIDIA or anything like that. It's like, all right, it sucks, and there are measures that some of the companies didn't put in place. I didn't see a single fucking CAPTCHA on any of the fucking checkout sites.
What is that?
Yeah, capture for it's the "Are you a robot?"
Yeah, like when you click a couple of pictures, like
yeah.
A lot of the checkout sites, like Best Buy, didn't have that. Newegg didn't have that. Newegg says like, "Oh no, we had things running in the background to see if you were a bot or not." It's like SMD. No, you didn't. All right, I didn't see any of that shit. Best Buy definitely didn't have it. And
there's a bank account number, and they're like, "Yep."
What NVIDIA ended up saying that they were going to do was manually review orders.
They're full of shit. They must have had that little stock to be able to do that.
So that's what I'm saying. If they say, hey, we're going to manually look at orders, it's like, what, all 5 that you fucking had available?
Yeah, like, no, we sold like 300. We're going to manually review all of them to make sure meticulously that they are not robots.
That's what they said. That they went through everything, and people ate it up. They were like, yeah, NVIDIA's doing the right thing. And it's like, the counter argument that a lot of people had is like, let me get this straight. You're one of the leading fucking companies in AI, and you lost to a goddamn sneaker bot?
yeah, man. Well, because they didn't get their hands on the 3080 yet. They couldn't compete.
Fucking shit, dude. So
shit.
the best way to get the card was to line up at Micro Center and shit like that. I contacted my Best Buy. I was like, look, are you guys getting it? And they're like, yeah, no. The nearest Micro Center for me is pretty fucking far. And most Micro Centers got like what? They maybe just hit double digit if they did get one. So you're looking at 10, 11 cards across every vendor, not 10 per, like EVGA and 10 for... No, it's just, hey, we got 10 cards. We got like 2 or 3 of each. It's fucked. It's super fucked. There's plenty of people that still don't fucking have them.
Nah, dude. They don't have them.
They're all out everywhere. They're all fucking out. I'm using several alert bots to let me know when they're in stock so that I can manually go and try to get one. I'm not paying $75 fucking dollars for some stupid bot to self-check the shit out for me. Fuck it. Like I'm not going that route. You know,
I'm looking at my Micro Center because on the Micro Center website they have it'll let you check stock in the stores.
right.
Nothing for 3080.
And just like the lack of care and handling with some of these sites, like Best Buy, not having a single captcha in place. And I think the official NVIDIA site, somebody was able to buy more than one without doing anything special. There was no limit, one per household kind of thing. Like, these are companies where it's like, I get it. All you give a shit about is selling your stock so that you make your money back or whatever the hell the case is. But it doesn't take any extra effort, not a whole lot of extra effort, just to make sure that you have something about. Yes, the bots can circumvent captcha, I'm sure. But give me the fucking placebo effect that you give an ounce of a fuck.
Show
I don't
me
know,
your
dude.
money.
It was a bummer. So one quick thing before we go to the conundrum I wanted to talk about was the 3D All-Stars release and how stupid that is. So I think we brushed up on it prior to this episode, but there was a tweet
Was that actually yours?
What?
That picture? You actually got one?
You got 2.
I got
Oh,
more.
really?
So
I know that was your
You're
picture.
part of the fucking problem.
So, well, let me explain. So, they are doing a purchase window from the... When did it come out? 18th until March of next year.
Okay.
And that's both physical and digital. So, once that... I think it's March 21st. Once that date is done, they are no longer making the game. The 3D All-Stars. It's off of the Nintendo store and it's off of store shelves. Which
All
is
right,
really
chat,
fucking...
So you heard it here. He's got 4. Hit your boy up in the comments.
I didn't say 4, I said more.
Oh, I thought you said 4. I was like, God damn, dude.
So the reason I'm doing it, why I bought multiple, is because I want to use it as trade bait. Because I know that little Game & Watch thing that they
That's smart.
announced, that's going to be ridiculously expensive. Now,
Yeah, my brother's sitting on a PS5 pre-order that he has no intent to buy for possible trading for the Xbox.
Nice. Yeah, so I have it for trade bait, and I do have one of the Game & Watch. I have it purchased from Amazon Ireland. I don't know how, I don't know if they're going to fulfill that one. I haven't even checked to see if they canceled it.
There's a chance.
But-
A lot of people were having their 3080s from Amazon.de, which I think is Germany, or
I think that's Denmark.
Are they
Sure.
doing
And they're honoring it. They're shipping this shit all the way over here and stuff.
Are they doing digital copies of that?
The 3D All-Stars, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've had enough time within, because dude, I'll be honest, I played that fucking Call of Duty Alpha for almost 20 hours this weekend. So I had enough time to play each of the games. They run well. What's interesting, and multiple people pointed it out on YouTube, is they're running emulation. It's not a port. So what my thought process is they're finally going to move forward fucking after, I think it's 2 years. They might move forward with bringing more digital consoles to the Nintendo Online store. So like once you pay for the Nintendo Online, I think they're going to start adding 64 games, because they developed I think it's the European division of Nintendo. They developed the emulator, which I'm pretty sure they didn't develop shit. They just took it from somebody that was on a ROM site. They developed it to
Folded them in, offered them a job. It's like, look, just come here.
shut up.
Do it for us.
Shut up.
So, well, I'm gonna let you finish. I'm collecting my thought.
So what I'm thinking is that they developed that emulator, and what they're gonna do. The reason they're not having it as a concrete release is because it's gonna come back later in the digital console for the online thing. Because if you think about it, they did that with the NES Classic and the SNES Classic. And what do we have on the Nintendo Online thing now? We have the SNES Classic and we have the NES Classic. All the games are there if you're paying for their online thing. So I think what their thought process is, hey, we can release this $60 game for this month, make our money that way. But the way that we're going to have them sunk into this game, if they really want to play it that bad, is we're going to charge them $10 a year for our online service, and they're going to be able to play it whenever they want through that emulator we made for this game that's running on the cartridge.
It makes
Is it only
sense.
those 3 games?
What do you mean?
Is it just
the Mario All Star thing? It's
yeah,
just,
the
Yeah,
Mario,
it's only
just
for- it's
64
for-
Sunshine and Galaxy?
Yeah.
So people are
How does
a
Galaxy
little annoyed with it for the simple fact that it's not like it got an HD remake or anything. It's like copy paste the original in its form. And people are okay with that, but then like when we get a slight HD bump up of an older game, people are like, "Oh, this is lazy. This is bullshit."
It's Nintendo, bro.
Yeah,
That's
no,
the
I
only
get it. I'm just saying,
explanation.
like, these are the arguments that are flying around. It's like, what the fuck? We give one a pass and not the other?
Yeah.
Have you played Galaxy on it yet?
Yeah, so the way it works is it uses the gyro controls on the remote. So if you have the Pro controller, if you have an 8-bit-do SN30 Pro Plus, or if you have the Joy-Cons, you just move them up and down, and then that little star. Because I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Because you're talking about like to grab the stars and shit, right?
Yeah, because it's a Wii game. So
Yeah.
I was like, I thought it was going to be you have to have them separate controls, but
No,
you
it
can do
works.
it as one controller?
Yep, as long as the controller that you're using has gyro controls, you can use it.
Okay.
And it's not to where like it's a hindrance. Even in handheld mode, you could just use a touchscreen, like to poke at it. So I mean, they're good games, but I have a feeling that that's what's coming, and that's why they're so unapologetic about the fact that you can only get it from September to March.
That's still a pretty big window. I mean, they're covering the holiday.
And I think that's the only reason why they extended it that far is for the holiday. But I think it's really stupid because people are thinking. I mean, it's genius for. That's like a fucking big PP energy. You're like, we're gonna release this to get people to buy Switches for it. Because like I was looking at Twitter, and there's this page that's called Fat Kid Deals, and he posts every time a pre-order's out or every time there's like a really good deal. And so he was posting, and there were people commenting like, "Fuck, I gotta buy this. I'll just buy this now, and then I'll buy my Switch later because I want this game."
So, all right, I think I know how to say this. So the All Stars is an emulator essentially. They're just emulated games.
Exactly.
So with the Game Boy discontinued, do you think we'll get Game Boy games emulated on?
I hope
Switch?
so, dude.
That'd be cool.
That'd be
Yeah, so like the
fucking
classic
dope.
Pokemons and shit that you have to have a Game Boy to play, unless
I
you have an
think so.
emulator.
So, and this is like the last fucking topic because I keep on remembering shit that I saw this week that I forgot to post. They finally discontinued the 3DS.
Yeah, that's what brought it up because I heard about it.
So that's why I'm thinking I don't know, dude, because what I'm thinking is that what they're gonna do is they're either gonna tie all of the virtual console shit into the online thing, or they're gonna
Actually-
have a virtual console thing on there. Because like, I legitimately I can boot up my Wii U right now and I could buy all the games that are like all of the good ones from DS, all the good ones from Game Boy Advance, and it's just there. And if they can get that shit to work on the Wii U, we've seen how good the ports are from the Wii U to the Switch. So it's just, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be that involved of a thing for them to get it updated for the Switch.
Actually, I think they're gonna wait to see how this Mario does, right? Like, okay, we're gonna release the classics, and then they're gonna do the online thing where it's, oh, here's all the games that you just have to pay the yearly subscription for. Then when they see that was successful in that method and how they released it, here's Pokemon Classic. Here's the first 4 gens, $60. We're gonna have it for 6 months. Then after that, then it goes to the online.
That'll be fire. So I don't know.
I think they're just testing the waters with this kind of format.
That makes sense to what you're saying, but I think this is going to happen faster. I think they're going to do it next year too for Zelda, because Zelda's 35th anniversary is up next year.
Yeah, they would do Zelda first.
So I think they're starting to hit those like milestones in those games, and I think they're going to do it for Zelda, hopefully for Metroid 2, fingers crossed, and then more than likely they'll do it for because that's like the big 4 is Mario, Zelda, Metroid. Not so much. Metroid is like the fucking middle child that nobody likes.
Yeah.
And Pokemon, because Pokemon is fucking doing numbers for them, even with how shitty that DLC was. It's still getting numbers, and they have another DLC coming out, I think, in a couple of months.
Now, strangely, this actually ties into the conundrum very well.
Yikes!
Because it's not a brain teaser, because it's more of a thought I had. Do you think companies are showing too much of their games before they release them? And I thought about this with Pokemon. Think back when Silver and Gold came out. They didn't tell you a whole lot about the game. You had to get the game, and then you found a new Pokemon, and it was exciting. You think that companies are showing you way too much? Like, you can look at the entire new Pokedex before you even buy it.
So I think that's a mix.
Yeah,
of
some yes,
they're
some
showing. No. So I feel like they are showing a little bit too much, but I feel like it's more so that the source code, it keeps on getting data mined by people. So that's why we're finding out so much shit. Like they during that the petabyte or like the giga leak or whatever they're calling it, like with all that shit from Nintendo that leaked from stuff all the way back to the original Nintendo. I think that's why all these games are getting spoiled for us, because they're all of the people that's what they're called, right? Data miners or whatever, because they're looking through
when they sift through the code to find hints of DLC and stuff. It's data mining, and I'm okay. There are instances
like
where it's
that's
okay,
the problem.
because there's instances where it's like, oh, here's already the groundwork for said, whatever upcoming DLC. It's like, damn, the game's not even out yet. This was data mined off of a fucking demo, and they've already got traces of the planned DLC on it. Like, shit.
I don't know. I don't think it's okay ever, dude.
I think it kind of takes away of the excitement of what to expect. Because now you get like all these huge gameplay trailers and whatnot, but you never get to play like a demo. They give you beta access. We're like, here's an uncompleted portion, and it's like essentially they're giving you half a demo.
Well, it's none of that.
Like, what
demos
happened
were
to
free.
playing
Betas,
like,
a lot of beta accesses.
The demos were like, here's a completely, like, this is totally done. There's nothing wrong with this level.
Right.
Play it, tell us what you think. Now they're just like, here's a bigger portion, but it's super fucked, and just tell us what's wrong. Like, that's your job.
Well, I mean, it's free labor then if we're the ones doing bug reports and all that stuff.
And then it shows way too much of what we're expecting.
What we're doing. That's what we're doing essentially. Like the internet destroyed an entire industry, or a sub industry for gaming
of game testers.
Yeah, exactly. They don't need game testers anymore because they can do that in-house, quote unquote, R&D, and then they could just release the beta for us, and we can test it. And I'm sure,
and we're paying them to do it, like pre-order to get beta access. In other words, give us money for this unfinished product, test it for us, let us know the feedback, and there we go. We killed two birds with one stone. We got your payment, and you paid us to beta test it, so we saved money twice.
I don't start playing the cards closer to the chest, man. I think we start getting better products.
Are we?
So, okay, maybe I don't agree with it that it's all bad.
Like I
Like,
was saying,
it can be
there's instances where I get it. Like it's good to know. It's like, damn, this is laid out beforehand, and then it becomes DLC later. It goes to show what they end up pulling out later to make DLC that was already finished. You know, like when they piecemeal shit, you can get that kind of information. And I think like if you don't want to be spoiled, you have to go look for the data mined information anyways.
Not really, because there's times where like YouTubers. Well, I mean that's kind of true because I don't know. So my thing isn't like planned DLC. My reason for thinking that it is good is because there's sometimes where they'll just blatantly lie about the game,
Yeah.
and then they'll get checked by the data miner people, and then it's like, oh well, maybe we don't want to waste our money on this game.
Yeah. I mean, there's arguments can be made for both as to instances where it's both good and bad.
And I think that kind of goes like, don't tell them if the data miners are saying, "Hey, we're fact checking you. You're lying about this." That company needs to just shut their mouth. Just be like, "Here's our game. Don't tell us so much about it. Let us wonder." God damn it.
That reminds me of Arkham Knight, the game. When we saw the first trailer and we saw the Arkham Knight, every fucking body was like, "Oh, that's Jason Todd," and Rocksteady was like, "No, it's a completely new made-up character. It's not Jason Todd." And it's like, that's Jason Symbol. He's got the bad ears. In the trailer, they gave him a fake like Southern American accent to throw everybody off, and everyone was like, "That's Jason Todd." And then like when the mask finally came off and you see the branded J on his face, everyone was like, "Oh, look at that. It's exactly what we fucking said." And you guys were like, "No, it's somebody brand new." It's like, no,
Be fair,
fuck,
dude.
you guys got caught on that shit.
Comic book people are fucking ridiculous, though.
All that
They're
was
like-
said
they're
was that,
tribal,
oh, this character is that. And then Rocksteady said, no, it's not. And that was a 100% lie. That's all.
I think Colin's showing too much, man.
Doesn't say something I forgot.
They can't, some say too much, yeah.
So if I really want a game, like once it's announced, I won't watch anything. Like for Call of Duty, there was shit that was like coming out about like information and stuff. I specifically didn't watch anything about it until like the main release that they had, the big announcement or whatever.
Mhm.
And I try and like keep the majority of the information away from it until like I play the alpha, and then I form my own opinions, and then I see like after I can get like my first hands-on like granted if there is a beta for it, like once I can get my initial hands on it and like figure out how it is, then after that, then I'll start like going into a rabbit hole about shit, which is like kind of sucks that you have to do that if you don't want a game spoiled. But it's just like sometimes I just don't even like look into it. Like and there's sometimes like I want a game to be good so bad I purposely don't even watch the trailers for it.
Yo, I think the gaming industry should take a book out of the music industry. Surprise games.
Oof.
Don't even tell nobody you're developing this shit.
Big investment. That's a big gamble, I mean. Because of the money that goes into making a game, like if a game sucks, that could be a studio's nail in the coffin.
Then don't get rid of your fucking in-house testers.
To be fair,
Don't rely on beta testers, goddammit. I don't know.
fair,
Be good at your job.
there are certain times where they do shadow drops and shit of stuff. Granted, it's only been like for older games, like how they did a shadow drop of all the old school Dooms and the Turok on what the fuck on Nintendo Switch, and they're actually all platforms. How they do like shadow drops and shit like that. Those are interesting because like the only company that I've seen that has done that like to where it's like on a big stage is Nintendo. Like they'll have a direct, and then the game that they're announcing is available that day. But I think they've done that like a couple of times, but that would be super interesting for games that already have like a huge install base.
You
Like,
tend
let's
to
say-
see that during like
Imagine if Final Fantasy didn't announce with the PS5, and when it launched, like, oh, by the way, Final Fantasy 16. They'd be like, what the fuck? Seriously?
you tend to see that during conventions, not conventions, like E3 and stuff like that, like big game shows where it's like, and you guys can go and play the demo right now, and it's like, okay. Sorry. The beta.
Yeah, give me the full game. You tell me, hey, we're releasing the full game completely done today. and watch everyone shit their pants and leave.
You know, you'll get that on a free to play. You won't get that on a paid for title.
You know how badly I want that for a remaster of a fucking dude. I fucking hate playing Metroid Prime on the fucking Wii U. It is ass, dude. I hate the Wii controls. It's so fucking bad. Nintendo, bring that shit out on fucking Switch already. Cut the shit. Fuck.
They gotta do Zelda first.
Fuck Zelda. We got enough Zelda shit. We need a
Do
new fucking
the
Metroid
Zelda
game.
35, and then they'll do the Pokemon Classics. No one's talking to you, Google.
I really want to play because like what I've
wild
played.
disrespectful to like your AI Google, dude.
Bro, I was just talking, and then it seriously picked up the Zelda 35, and then they'll do the Pokemon Classics. I'm talking to you, Google.
I mean, just be careful, guy, because
I never even said Google.
when they take over, they're gonna be like, "All right, I remember the time
Remember
you
that
yelled
time
at
you
me."
were disrespectful, and I'm like, remember the time you interrupted me? Like, the fuck you talking about? I
There
push
was
his
one
power
time-
button and watch him suffer.
It's all fucking fun and games until Skynet, dude.
Every time sometimes when I say Stedy,
Yeah,
be like,
nobody's fucking talking to you, Siri.
there was one time I forgot to close up my phone after a text, and I accidentally turned on the text to chat for a text message, and we were in Valorant, and I was talking about, oh fuck, I just got shot in the head like 4 times or whatever, something stupid like that, and I text that to one of my friends, and like he calls me while I was on stream. He's like, bro, you're good. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you just sent a text.
Like, yo, how you send a text when you got shot 4 times?
I was like, oh shit, my bad. That was text to speech. I'm streaming Valorant right now. He's like, oh wow.
Yo, hey, that's a good friend, though.
Yeah.
He was like, shit, you good?
No
Like,
lie,
you hear him
I'm
in the car already?
I'm the fucking friend that I would have looked at that text about 2 days later, and it's like, oh, what happened? Oh shit. Yo, you good? Yeah, why? No, never mind.
I don't know. You said you got shot a couple days ago.
Really? And you respond now? I was like, dude, to be honest, like my shit's on mute 90% of the time. I'm sorry. Not really. Like, I'm not the friend that anybody ever should put as an emergency contact.
Not surprised, honestly.
That's fine.
No,
I just don't look at my phone. Like, it rings and I don't pick it up.
You know what's funny? He never looks at his phone, but he's so tribal about Android versus iPhone.
I never look at my phone. Like, I hate when my phone rings. My phone rings, I'm like, look, just text me so that I can get to it on my own time.
It's yeah, so that's very interesting, Stedy.
Yeah, just don't make me an emergency contact.
Other than Stedy being a piece of shit,
Yikes. All right.
I don't think we have anything else for you guys this week. We appreciate you guys so much for hanging out with us on our latest episode of the Other Controller podcast. If you are listening to us on YouTube, please hit the bell as well as the subscribe button so you're notified every time we release a new podcast. We're also on Audible and Anchor for Brown, Stedy, and Corndog. We are the
I don't
Other
even try
Controller
anymore.
podcast.
I let them fucking do it. It's like whatever.
And real quick, sorry, Big left in the middle, but he just finished his last drill for reserves. So, round of applause. Good job. He's done with the military. He's on IRR. That's why he kind of left in the middle of it. He's fucking exhausted. It's not that he hates you guys, but maybe.
Yeah, some of you, mainly co-hosts. But yeah, no, like, it was no disrespect. Man, sleepy.
I can't believe you talk about yourself that way.
Not me.
Yeah, you're so. Yeah, we know him IRL, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about you,
I think
man.
you're the odd man out.
I don't know. We bought beer together, so
We've drank beer together, so
yeah. So
Homie shit.
we went to an arcade together.
Homie shit.
we threw axes together. So I mean, I think you're the odd man out, bro.
Homie nothing.
Oh my god, what an ending! Cut the audio. Cut the audio.
Later, everyone.
Oh my god, no, not there though. Don't cut it at that.
I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
Later, everyone.